Remains to be seen, of course, whether this loosening is going to be what finally tempts buyers back in. But what are the signals and what's the sense on that so far?
Yeah, that just shows how worried the Chinese government, is about the country's the property sector and also the economy. And as you mentioned, just 2 weeks ago, China just announced, 300 billion yuan worth of central bank funding to help local governments buy unsold houses. I mean, 300 billion yuan seems a lot of money, but it's just a drop in the bucket compared with the sheer size of the inventory, which is worth anything more than between like 5 to 6 to even 8 trillion yuan. So it's not enough. The key is to revive public confidence in the housing market. You need to get the households to buy the unsold properties. So that's why the announcement came out last night that China will cut the down payment and mortgage rates for people for housing market in Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, all the so-called mega cities in China. But it remains to be seen whether how effective the measures will be. The question is, the people are not in China are not confident about their income. Youth employment remains stubbornly high. The official rate is about 15% at the moment. Xi Jinping at the Politburo study session last night, emphasized the need to boost youth unemployment and urge to create more jobs in key industries.
And as you say, this is about lifting broader sentiment and injecting some animal spirits back into the broader economy and the consumer. We've done a recent survey of some economists looking at China. Have the recent policy support measures made a meaningful difference when it comes to their outlook?
We did a flash survey of some economists this week. The impact most of the economists see from the housing policy on the economy is pretty limited. The estimate is, the estimated boost is only like 0.1 to 0.4 percentage points, which is, very small. So the reality is, people in China are not. After the years of runaway growth, it's in a consolidation period. The Financial News report, the central bank newspaper just recently released a media report, or a news report recently. It's about the growth in savings in China's banking system. The rate, the amount of total savings in banks, has risen sharply over the past few years, and a lot of that is locked in fixed rate accounts. So that just shows, a lack of confidence about, income, and that's the biggest headache the government is facing. Get the consumer to spend again.